Stay a while and listen.
Welcome. It is us, the bringers of agony and positivity.
Yes.
I am Ross.
I am the little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout.
What happens if I tip you over?
It all just pours out.
Yeah. Well, I did not expect it.
Yes.
I feel like since we've gone on to the wrestling and the entertainment and the games, that it has gone from where I would have previously the ridiculous intros that you do now.
Yes.
Now I understand your pain.
Yes.
So, how's your week been?
Been pretty good. By the way, my name is Saul, by the way.
I was just going to leave it as that.
Little teapot.
We'll get you, well, I'm sure that's already taken on Twitter. I was going to say we could get you a Twitter handle or something.
Little teapot, yeah. My week's been alright. Watched a lot of UFC stuff. I'm not a really big UFC guy.
Right.
I don't know why. Apparently I like my fighting fake.
Here's my issue, because I was super into UFC at one point in time.
Yeah.
And I still can appreciate, I appreciate mixed martial arts. That's fine.
Yeah.
But one of the most frustrating things, and it goes for boxing too sometimes, is you pay for a pay-per-view, and it's like 3 seconds, and I'm left very dissatisfied with it.
Sure.
So I do like that typically with wrestling, the main event is an event or a spectacle.
Yeah.
And there's a storyline to it. Now you'll get some amazing stuff. Like, I'm sure everyone who's super into UFC would go back to the Forrest Griffin Stephen Bonner fight from The Ultimate Fighter, where they literally just, it seemed like they were how in New Japan or, well, really any wrestling now, where you just trade like punches and forearms and stuff. Like they did that for real for like ever.
Yeah.
And then like that fight came to a decision, but it was people just knocking the crap out of each other, and it was amazing. And you'll get fights like that. Now the other thing, what you should explore for UFC. Okay. Sorry to cut you off. But,
no. You're fine.
So me and one of my friends, when we got into it real big, the first season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
And one of the things that we started doing is we would go to Best Buy, back when that was a place you could go to, or Hollywood Video. Those places still existed in our area at least. The older or less reputable fighting places, where it was basically random violent crap that would rival backyard wrestling. And you would get like, it'd be like the old days, no weight classes. There was one event that we bought that was this tournament. Yeah. And there were no time limits for it was just one round until somebody won. And there was one fight.
Until you beat somebody unconscious?
Yeah. Well, until they, still had the normal rules, tap out, knockout, TKO, all that. But there were two super heavyweights, and they had gotten to each other in the bracket. And I'm sure this isn't the only fight that's happened. I might be misremembering it a little bit. We're going pretty far back. Yeah. But they got, I think it was like 12 minutes in, but it was just nonstop 12 minutes. And, just fighting up against the cage, all that. And their punches couldn't have hurt anymore, like the way they were throwing. And the one dude finally was so gassed out that they were just standing looking at each other, and he just like tapped out on the top of his head and was just like, I'm so gassed I can't go anymore. Sure. And that was one of the most amazing things. Yeah. And I always wanted UFC to have some kind of stipulation where it was just a one-round fight. It just went for 20 minutes or till there was a winner, just to really test people's endurance. Like, I always thought that would be amazing. Yeah. Now, I understand that that's a slippery slope, and all of a sudden you're having ladder matches in the UFC. So you're probably not going to get that.
Sure.
But, so if you ever want to see a different world, just look for the really crappy federations for fighting, and you will see some entertaining stuff.
Sure.
So sorry for the derailment of what you were about to say, but...
I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, I was just saying, I've been watching, because I guess McGregor and Cowboy, that's his name, it's Cowboy.
James Storm, gotcha.
Yeah. I guess they're fighting tonight, Saturday. So, I don't know. It seemed interesting. It makes me want to watch it. But I won't.
Now, are you wanting to watch it based on McGregor?
Yeah, but
his antics?
Yes.
Because that's what they're counting on.
Yes.
And he delivers.
McGregor is a character.
He would work in pro wrestling.
Yes,
and I think he knows that.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So, anything else?
Not really. Got kind of a little bit of a playful argument. I mean, it wasn't a severe argument or anything. This guy at work.
I love. It wasn't a severe.
Well, I mean,
argument.
it's not like we were like
right.
wishing our parents' death and stuff like that. But
you get in arguments that go that way?
Maybe.
I mean, I've had some arguments in my life, but I've never been like,
I hope you die.
I hope your family dies.
Yes. So how it started is he saw that I was looking at my phone and I had the Bleacher Report, and AEW was up.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, what's AEW?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a wrestling promotion." He's like, "I don't know how you watch that fake stuff."
The wrestling.
Yes.
We hope to one day be professional shills.
Yes.
The Federation.
So I was like, "Yeah, it's just professional wrestling," and he's like, "I don't know how you watch that crap. It's so fake." Now, mind you, a few minutes ago, he was talking about the new Star Wars movie. And I was like...
You mean that fake spacecraft?
Yeah. And I was like, well, you just said that you watched Star Wars over the weekend, right? Well, yeah. I was like, how can you watch that? That's fake. What's different? I was like, how's it different? It's the exact same thing.
It's telling a story and there's action.
I was like, I know that the professional wrestling is fake. I'm like, I'm not saying it's real, but I watch it like I do like a movie or something. Yeah. They're characters fighting each other.
You want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think that Luke Skywalker is a real Jedi with
there's people who do think that. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, I know there's people that think wrestling is real. If people think that Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan, get some help.
It'd be better if they were. If you could be I wouldn't get to be a space wizard, but I would want to be.
Oh God! Can you imagine if people could actually tap in that kind of power? How crazy the world would be.
So in the Star Wars universe, there's tons of Jedi.
Yeah.
And then there was like 1 or 2 Sith.
Yeah.
That is not how real life would be. It would be the reverse.
Yes.
There would be tons of Sith.
Yes.
And 1 or 2 Jedi.
Yes.
And they would get
There would be
destroyed.
a lot of people going down the dark side of their power, yes.
That would be actually an interesting story for them to tell. Because, I consider myself a pretty decent person.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be real easy to start force choking people when they irritated you.
Sure.
And especially when, no one knows what's going on yet.
Having that kind of power. I mean, I think it would be like real life. If you were a martial art expert and you get into a fight, you could destroy a normal person.
Yeah.
So you would have to just control yourself. So I'm assuming it'd be the same thing.
But you get to walk around talking about these hands are lethal weapons.
Yes.
Just all the time.
Yes.
But really mean it. And then no one would believe it.
Yeah.
And then you'd probably end up in a fight because when you talk that way, people just want to fight you.
And then you would be in jail for a couple years.
So we're pretty sure you just baited them into fighting you by talking about how well you could fight in such a way that it just made you punchable.
Yeah.
And then you took advantage of that to murder them.
Oh, I did watch Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that was the series.
YouTube series, yeah.
Yeah, I never watched that.
It is good.
I kept meaning to.
The episodes are like 23 minutes long. Super short, but they get so much storytelling out of these episodes.
So, my question is going to be, how many mattress ads do you get during an episode without premium? Because I had...
So I'm watching it in a way that...
is better.
Is better, yes. Okay. So I don't get any ads.
So... I am lazy, and sometimes YouTube is the easiest way to watch something.
It's true.
And I'm not paying for premium yet.
No.
But the other day, I tweeted about it from the podcast.
Yeah.
There was a 3-minute long Mattress Factory commercial.
I saw it, yeah.
And I seriously was hovering over the trial button during it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could close this and reopen it and maybe get a better ad.
Yeah.
But what if I get a worse one? Because I heard them talking about, there was a 45-minute one where it was just actually an episode of a show that popped up.
Yes.
I was like, I'm just trying to watch Being the Elite. to know what's going on with that.
Sure.
And now, like, I will never buy an original mattress now. Like, when I finally, the day comes that I buy a new mattress, it will not be from them, but I will make sure to send them photos of me. And explain to them that their 2-minute and 57-second commercial is why I did not buy theirs.
Sure. Wait, but don't you get the option after 5 seconds to skip it?
No, this one does not.
Really?
No. There are some of the commercials that you can skip.
You will watch my 2-minute long.
Unless there's something where you got to go full screen to get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I get the ads that are short that I can skip sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I get the unskippable ones.
Huh.
So it sucks. And it makes me mad.
Sure.
And I just assume that's part of YouTube's driver to get you to get the premium.
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of Twitter, did you see that National Treasure 3 is coming back?
No. I did not see this.
Yes.
I saw a lot of Nick Cage pictures.
Yes.
With weird stuff, so that makes sense then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Nick Cage in it? Or are they rebooting it?
Because
I mean, I don't know if the world is ready to relive.
I think they're exploring page 47. I don't remember the second National Treasure movie. I guess they talked about page 47, and I don't know. I thought the second movie was kind of stupid.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sure.
This is going to end up where I watch both National Treasures, isn't it? That's
so
going to be
you
happening.
haven't seen the first National?
No.
The first National Treasure is pretty good.
So
the second one, they try to steal Mount Rushmore or something. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you a Nicolas Cage story real fast.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage was in Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
He was also gone in 60 seconds.
Yep.
The end. There are many other things that Nicolas Cage has done that I really don't care about.
Bear costume.
Well, yeah, that is true. I forgot about that. Yeah, Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man, yeah.
Yeah, he was almost actually in the intro. He might still be. I can't remember if I put that. I forgot about that altogether. Somehow.
Yeah.
Seems like that. So 3 things for Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Now, Raising Arizona is amazing. That movie is
I've never seen it.
Oh, that movie, I don't know how well it holds up.
Yeah.
But that was one of those like first movies I saw that was the super just weird movies where it's like it's got like a pretty normal story, but it just goes over the top and so holds a special place for me.
Okay.
And his hair is like it's not quite like his hair is a bird, but it's up there hair wise.
I guess we're just going to talk about Nicolas Cage here for a minute.
Yes.
But so the Wicker Man. I think we even talked about this in a past podcast. I don't understand where they were going with that movie.
I've never watched the movie, so I don't know. I've not watched the original.
It's bad. It's.
I just know that my complaint was from growing up around beekeeping.
Yeah.
Is if you put honey on a dude,
and
then you pour a bunch of honeybees, in there,
they don't eat your face off.
That's probably not the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Now, if they have somehow antagonized the bees in an insane way, but I don't think it would work that way.
Well, so you're telling me, because I think the plot was they had to kill the men of the town to get the bees to make more honey. That's not how it works in real life?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you give them sugar water.
Yes. And they just start making more honey?
Well, that's just kind of, you put some sugar water out there for them. It's nice. Sometimes if it's like...
they would just burn men alive, and that's what the bees would start making honey again.
I mean, if that releases like pollen into the air, I guess. But, I mean, again, it was me, my grandpa, and my brother at the house for many years. And we had, at one point, he had like, I don't know, 7 hives, and they were about 6 supers.
We really need to do a podcast where we just talked about bees, because that whole thing is fascinating to me.
We can do a special.
Maybe we'll do a special. Yeah,
we'll get my brother.
Yeah,
and then be like, "Hey, bees," and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, he had like a lot of bees, just like a normal like neighborhood block, which I'm sure the neighbors hated.
Yeah,
but their flowers were always pollinated.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
but I don't remember him ever sacrificing anybody to get the bees to make honey. They just kind of did what bees do.
Nicolas Cage movie, he lied to me again.
I mean, if it was under the documentary, I understand where you'd be confused.
Sure.
So, I'm trying to think. For my week, I had a broken windshield on my car.
All right.
Where it was something flipped up, hit it, and it was bad. And then if you have a newer vehicle that has any kind of sensor, they can't come out and just automatically, like, they can't do it while you're at work. You got to actually drop it off.
And bonus, it costs more.
Insurance covered it because it's mandatory to recalibrate the sensors.
Yeah.
That's what gets you. But, so if you've gotten a new vehicle and it has, like, the fancy stuff, just know that what used to be 30 minutes where some dude came out with a mechanical arm and dropped the windshield in, it's not going to be like that.
Nope.
So...
Yeah, that happened to me a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's a pain.
See, it's funny. We have like another vehicle where I took a massive rock to it and I put a chip in it. Nothing ever happened. It's been years, and then who knows? But so that was my week. That was pretty much it. I had to burn a PTO day for that.
Yeah,
I was not pleased.
Yeah.
But all right. So before we get to wrestling, we have a weird news story.
This week in the news.
So, I don't know that this is super new, but we just found out about it.
Yeah,
right? So it's the man requests trial by combat using Japanese swords to resolve a dispute with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
So it looks...
well, they wrote this story January 15th, 2020.
Yeah, so I assume this has been going on for a while, so we'll leave the name out, but I mean, it's super easy to find. I'm sure it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So this guy is claiming he's been...
Frank. We'll just call him Frank.
Yeah, Frank Castle. Destroyed legally by his ex-wife and her attorney, is what he has basically said. So he wants to take him into a different kind of battle, which is sword fighting.
Yes.
So he's asking Iowa court to agree to trial by combat. He explained in court documents that he hopes to meet his ex-wife and her lawyer on the field of battle where he will rend their souls from their corporeal bodies. Corporeal bodies. I think they're missing a letter there.
Yeah.
He also noted that trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in the United States, adding that it has been used as recently as 1818 in British court to prepare.
Yes.
He requested 12 weeks lead time to have one katana and one wakitizaji sourced or forged for use. Now, I'm going to stop here for a couple things.
Yes.
As recently as 1818.
Yeah.
That's not recent. I'm sorry. The world was very different from then.
Yes.
If it was, I would even argue that as recent as 1980, it kind of doesn't hold weight for how the world is nowadays.
It's true.
Something else that's strange to me is he wants two different types of swords.
So
that doesn't seem fair.
Well, now here's my question: is his wife like proficient at the katana, at the whatever other
he's going
blade?
to handicap her with the other sword?
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many questions.
We're going to copy this. We'll look into this part in a second here.
Yeah.
But so let's see. So tracked down by local reporters, he's a fan of Game of Thrones, in which the trial by combat method is employed repeatedly.
Yes.
Let's see. But even there, it was outlawed.
Yes, it was.
So let's see. He filed the motion out of frustration with the legal system, where he and his ex are litigating property tax and custody disputes, and he has an issue with the attorney. This is my favorite part, is where he's basically saying he's met the attorney's absurdity with his own. And hold on. Yeah, so the attorney obviously is, oh yeah. So he actually corrected to the corporeal body part that I was just mentioning where I was confused. So that makes me pleased. Sure. But that makes me also think the guy is a troll in a little bit of a way.
Yes.
But his argument is the potentially life-ending ramifications outweighed the issues at hand.
Sure.
So, although the respondent and potential combatant do have souls to be rended, Hudson wrote, or attorney wrote, they respectfully request that the court not order this done. He's also asked for visitation rights to be suspended and a psychological evaluation. So he has no mental health issues. He said that he doesn't expect his request to be granted and has no experience of sword fighting, but he'd go through with it anyway. And so I read a second story of this, where one of the things said is that he would be totally fine with the ex-wife naming the attorney or the lawyer as her champion,
Yeah.
and would gladly do battle with him instead. So,
that story came to you by the Washington Post,
or the Huffington Post,
Yeah.
or Fark.com, or probably or not the Onion kind of thing.
Yes.
So there's a lot of questions that are raised with this thing.
Yeah.
But one of them is, so if he's doing this to meet the absurdity of their claims.
Yes. What are they asking?
So someone is more crazy than the other here.
Sure.
So there is a world where the craziness of the ex and the attorney
Yes.
are just being stupid. And he's like, well, I can play that game. Watch this. And this is what has happened. Now, there's another side where it's real obvious why these people separated.
Yes.
So which one do you think it is?
Well, I want to know what her requests are.
Yeah, like I couldn't find anything on that.
Yeah.
Because that really tells you... Because this feels like... I mean, you've seen me when I become irrationally angry.
Yes.
This seems along the path that my mind would go to if given a couple days time to think about it. Where I would go from just outright rage to just oozing sarcasm and malice and just wanting to make a point.
Yes.
And that feels a lot like what this is. But I've also known some weird people that would think this is totally normal, and it would be real obvious that they're the problem.
Yes.
So, without knowing their demands or more backstory, I really can't decide who the bad guy is.
It's true. I mean,
I do kind of want to root for the guy challenging someone to a sword fight, but you got to be careful.
I want to see,
because you challenge someone to a duel, all of a sudden you're in the front of the line at the Quickie Mart, and the next thing you know, you're growing tobacco. I don't know if you've seen that episode of The Simpsons, but that's how that started, is Homer challenging everyone to a duel, and then they create tobacco.
The funny thing is, what if he gets like a rogue judge? And the judge is just like,
all right.
Oh yeah, we're doing it.
He gets Judge Mills Lane?
Yes.
Hold on, we're going back here for a second.
Yeah.
We need to find out what the other sword is here.
Well, here, let's pause it and we'll be right back.
No. I can do this live. Right now. Even though the copy is
on
this thing.
People want to hear me. Type.
Listen to the clicking of the buttons.
Yes.
Here we go.
Folks, you are not going to find entertainment like this anywhere else.
This is a traditionally made Japanese sword worn by the samurai.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Here. I wonder if... So one of the first things people ask, what's the difference between this and a katana?
Yeah.
The katana is longer. So who's he handicapping then?
Well, it's better that he actually looked into the details of the sword. He's like, I'm going to give my ex-wife the shorter sword.
Or is he getting one of each for himself, and they have to provide their own swords?
Yes. Okay.
And is there a world where this becomes Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the other person just pulls out a gun?
Yes.
Be like, you know what? I got dysentery. I'm done with this.
Oh God.
But
hey,
the other question is, he said it would take 12 weeks to get the swords. And one of the things that I was looking for, it seems like a really long time.
Actually, no. The only reason I know this, is because I was watching Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
And Rick on there actually bought a genuine samurai sword, and he sent it out to Japan to get it worked on. And it actually took
12 weeks.
Yeah.
That is bizarre that you...
I remember that fact, yeah.
Right on it.
Yeah. So it makes sense. If he wants to get a authentic samurai sword, I guess it would actually take that long to make. This dude did his homework. I mean, he did.
Well, yeah, so he's not just making stuff up, it sounds like then.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's crazy.
We need to follow along with this and see if there's...
Yeah. And hopefully it's not like the Bigfoot thing, because that story, I was trying to find updates, and I didn't get any updates on it.
So, for anyone that hasn't followed us forever, which I could totally see because we have totally switched target audience.
Yes.
For sure. There was a guy, where was it, like Tennessee or Minnesota? Or
No, it was up there.
In the Appalachians?
Colorado, or it was out there.
Somewhere in the mountainous world. Where this guy would routinely, if he saw people not wearing an orange vest, basically,
yes,
he thought they were Bigfoot.
Yes.
Or like that was his defense. He was like, I figured it was a Bigfoot, and he would take shots at them.
Yes.
And we could never find a follow-up to it, but
I was disappointed.
Like the particular story, I think, wasn't someone setting up targets or something?
Yeah, well, there was an actual guy out in the woods. He was just doing target practice.
But not wearing the orange.
Not wearing the orange, and as he was setting up the target, he heard a bullet whiz by him, so he dove into the woods or whatever. And the guy's like, "You should be wearing orange, because if I see a Bigfoot, I shoot it."
To which we tried to figure out if the guy was a maniac or if he was actually like a master marksman, just totally messing with people not wearing the safety gear to teach them a lesson. Which either way, the person's a maniac.
There is an epic battle happening out in Colorado with Bigfoot, and this guy is actual hero.
And is on the front line.
Yes.
Bigfoot's interdimensional Bigfoot, not just regular.
Yes.
But the interdimensional version.
Yes.
One day we will probably talk about that again, because it's been a long time since I forced a conspiracy episode to happen.
I actually thought about that, doing another episode like that, because I actually found the website, and we need to talk about it, where dragons were real. And the reason why you can't find the bones is because they were made out of
magic.
Made
out of magic.
No, apparently they had bird bones.
So they're hollow.
Yes, and that's why you can't find any. Yeah,
because they were easily degraded.
Yeah. So we need to talk about that. I don't know.
Okay. No, I mean, you don't have to say much more than that.
Yes. So stay tuned on dragons being real.
All right.
So let's do the wrestling bumper.
Hold on. Here we go.
I don't know what the hell's going on here, folks. Looks like he's just wearing blue. This is a revolution.
I tried to time that.
Yes.
Poorly, but all right. So AEW kicks off. We got Bash at the Beach. Mm-hmm. We got the vaporwave aesthetic, or the whatever you want to call it, for the graphics and everything.
Yeah.
But we kick it off with my notes are 4-way with a lot of dudes, because this match was crazy.
Yeah.
I was very entertained.
Apparently, Baron Corbin was not entertained by it.
Well, who cares about Baron Corbin?
Yes.
And technically it is King Baron Corbin.
Sorry.
So please give him the proper respect.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, the less I watch WWE, the more I've grown to like Baron Corbin.
Oh, God.
Because, well, he shows up sometimes on Tyler Breeze's YouTube.
Yeah.
And he seems like an alright person.
Yeah.
It's just the way they've portrayed him on TV makes him a weird kind of dislikable.
I was watching
him he can get people online riled up.
Oh, yeah.
It is beautiful.
Well, I was watching
him. He has to be just sitting at home, just laughing to himself, like, I got him again.
Well, because he has like a little a channel on Twitch, and I was watching him one day. I was like, "Oh, this is Baron Corbin." And like you said, he actually comes across as a nice guy.
Yeah,
yeah. But,
so seeing that kind of stuff, and then seeing the reaction he gets out of people where they just can't stand him.
Yeah.
And I love the dog food stuff because it is just ridiculous, but it is like such a no good, dirty heel thing to do to someone that I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And I think he's actually going to beat Roman. Like, I think he just goes over clean. Well, not clean, but I think he ends up going over at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, sure.
Because Roman is a moron and chose a false count anywhere kind of stipulation where Baron Corbin has many friends and he has the Usos.
Yeah, that's all we can say about that.
But either way, so Paige and Kenny won, being sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, the Bucks are upset that another team tried to win the tag team match instead of just letting them win, is how I took that one.
Yeah.
Further proof that ever since that Dallas show, they are definitely the bad guys in the situation.
Well, and I do like their storytelling. I think their storytelling, it goes a little too long for my liking, but they are sowing more seeds into
to his eventual whatever they do with him.
Whatever they do,
where it looks like he is going to turn on people,
and you know,
but maybe not.
And he may be the good guy in it, and he turns against the heels. Who knows? Because they may be the bad guys. So.
Yeah. Well, so you mentioned the storytelling, and I've seen more and more of this, like where people are complaining online, where.
Whoa! People complain online about
it's the darndest thing.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, they take forever with their nuances and some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But so if there's a scale of 1 to 10, like I feel like WWE they kind of operate on like a 2, where it's like we got to get there, and we're going to have these guys have a match right now instead of build to it.
There's no build to their stuff. Yeah.
And then AEW is like on the other side where it's an 8 or a 9 probably. So where do you want this? Do you want it like dead in the middle, or do you still want it on the longer side?
I mean, their story I don't know, maybe because when you finally get the payoff with it, you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So maybe
as long as the payoff is fairly reasonable, where like if this whole thing goes on for 2 years and then nothing happens and Paige just they just drop it, well, disappointing.
And if people don't watch Being the Elite, that one storytelling they did with eventually they fought Triple H at the end of their contract signings where they super kicked him, but that thing took forever. So and they're like doing small little details and so I don't know.
I like it. Yeah. I like the longer storytelling because it actually makes me want to see what's happening next.
Yeah, okay.
Or like I'm anticipating it.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, what are they going to do? And I mean, I don't know. Like, I could definitely see maybe just a little bit shorter because I don't know if everyone is going to have the patience that I might for it.
Yeah.
So I could see the frustration for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like there's at least. If we were just doing like random speculation on it, we could probably come up with 3 or 4 different things that might happen. Mm-hmm. And I feel like with AEW, at this point in time at least, you might actually get like a really in-depth, like, oh, they actually, kind of hinted to this and this and this.
Sure.
I can't believe that they put that much thought into it. Yeah. So that would be fantastic for the outcome. Yeah. And that might also get people to come around. Like if they get a couple big payoffs, they're like, oh, wow, this actually, you know what? It wasn't so bad waiting that long. Now I'm excited for the next thing.
Sure.
Speaking of the next thing, we get a nice shot of DDP being very flexible.
Yes.
Which I can guarantee you that at the most flexible in my life, I could not do the pull the foot up by my head thing. So, good for him.
Yeah.
He's definitely better in shape at 97 than I am at my 39. So,
if anything, it just shows you that people should be doing DDPY.
Seriously, like his little bit of a run here, because I always struggled with flexibility. Mm-hmm. Like even when I was in shape, climbing or skateboarding or any of that stuff, like my flexibility was always just trashed here at best. So I wish I played enough Smash Brothers to make a reference to a trash tier character, but I do not know who is what. But so we got Cody coming out, Miami Vice style, and has accepted MJF stipulations. There's really not much to that, is there? Like, maybe he said something clever that I didn't catch, other than he insulted poor Maxwell.
Well, he kind of he sowed the seed of Wardlow turning on Maxwell.
Well, I mean, that's always what happens with bodyguards.
Sure.
Like, you expect it.
He's like,
And
the only thing I can think of when he finally gets the crap kicked out of him, or gets the 10 whippings or whatever, it's going to be like do you ever see the Tommy Dreamer get smacked with the kendo stick? I think it's going to be something like that.
See, the thing that's going to be weird about that, I assume they're using the weight belt.
Yeah.
You're going to have to lay that in.
Oh, yeah. Like... Well, and I'm sure they're going to make it uncomfortable to watch.
I don't know how you don't make it uncomfortable. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's literally going to... Now, what if he has someone else do it, though? He has, Maxwell is a pretty in-shape guy. But, Wardlow do it.
Give it the Wardlow,
just wear him out.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. Like, that's. I think that's going to be uncomfortable to watch.
I don't know if
this is Cody's idea.
And, I'm assuming they're not going to show this on TNT. I'm assuming this is going to be a pay-per-view thing. Because
I don't know, because he's got to have the match prior to Revolution.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, if Maxwell was smart, he would have made all of it there. But they might not know how Wardlow is going to do in a match.
They're going to do it at sea that way. There's no rules.
International waters.
Yeah.
We get Joey Janela. Joey in his sunglasses.
Yeah.
He said a bunch of words.
Yeah.
He was intense. He's not quite like Ultimate Warrior intense, but I know he's like, whatever he's saying that just sound like the parents on Peanuts to me.
So
he is into it.
Because I was looking on Instagram, and people don't like the guy for some reason. I don't hate the guy. I mean, I don't think he's the most interesting character, but there's definitely worse than him.
Yeah, I don't.
So I don't understand.
I guess because he did like some of the crazy stuff, maybe people just don't like him because of that, which is weird because there was a time where he would have been like, I don't know what he has done to garner the ill will of the online community.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't understand where
I'm not like super into the guy, but like this promo, I honestly have no idea what he was talking about other than he mentioned Penelope and Sabian.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, they're gonna fight, and I just kind of tuned it out, but I was like, he is into it.
Yeah.
Like, so good for him. I mean, I don't know what the Warrior was talking about half the time, but I was pumped for him to go clothesline.
I do like how AEW now is doing the backstage promos.
Yeah.
It looks like he was in some kind of abandoned subway or something.
Yes.
So that part I liked about it.
Well, you're going to have Darby show up and be like, dude, run down scary places. That's my thing.
Yes.
So after this,
graveyards and
we
stuff.
get... now this is going to be mean, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Naptime Collective against Statlander and Sheeta.
Yeah.
For myself, nap time was achieved. So
I
want to like that group, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy the idea of Brandy having her own thing. Awesome Kong is awesome. Mel is very tall.
They come across as I'm going back to WCW reference here as the B Team NWO. Where you just don't.
Yeah. Adding Luther to it, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
He has been added to it.
Yeah.
But whatever. So
I think they did a smart thing having Statlander and Sheeta win.
Yes. Now, when you're watching that, because my issue with the in-ring stuff is the speeds that people are operating just feel way off to me.
Yeah. And
I don't know if one person is rushing or the other person is just trying too hard to go slow.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell. Like, it just feels like there's an intensity mismatch or something, which is probably due to experience, honestly, which over time will get better.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what the Nightmare Collective is trying to achieve at this point.
Yeah.
Like, there's no motivation other than they were doing weird stuff, which is fine for a little while. And maybe this goes to the storytelling where they're...
I do like how you said that maybe they were collecting hair to give to Luther, I guess.
They're actually like a good guy group, and they're just going to...
Locks of love.
That's their next joint thing.
Yeah, because it seems like they dropped the whole hair thing, because people were like, this is just weird. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was real let down, because I had that awesome tie-in for the Hearth... Like, we had talked about a Hearthstone deck where you use the knife juggler. If you don't play Hearthstone, this means nothing to you.
Yes.
But where you use a knife juggler to throw a bunch of knives. I made a little tweet for the video we put up with it about tying it into Awesome Kong and the Nightmare Collective. I was like, this is brilliant. But they're not using the knife. I guess when she dropped it last week, they just got rid of it. She forgot to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's still laying there in whatever town that was.
Yes. Yeah, so, it's... I don't know.
So we had another Dark Order.
Yeah. I'm glad they have the... I want to call him the Herald. Because he actually looks like he's an actual actor.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty good at what he does.
Yeah,
so
like coming across as... Is that what they're officially calling him, as a herald, or
that's just what my name is?
That sounds
because that's what
like
he is.
H-E-R, not H-O-R like a name.
Yes,
or H-A-R.
Yeah. Because that's what he is. He's a herald. He's proclaiming the exalted one. The exalted one coming.
He does really good.
Yeah.
Like, they could have got other people to do that, but that guy has a good look for it, and his voice works. Like he seems into it. Like, it makes me think there really is a Dark Order.
Yeah.
Like they were like, "Here's some Kool-Aid, dude." He's like, "Yeah, I'm on this. Do we need Nikes?"
Yeah,
Heaven's Gate reference for the younger crowd.
Well, the Dark Order thing, I think they just. I don't think Evil Uno has the chops to get that group over.
No, they're going to need a big reveal.
They're going to need someone big. Killer Cross, Matt Hardy.
They just didn't. They didn't build it seems like they pivoted what they were doing with them.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, they hadn't built them up enough. Like they needed probably clean win over the Bucks, or they needed the tag belts.
This makes it the way they keep portraying them, because they really want them to get over.
Yeah,
it makes me think this is a Tony Khan idea. Because they will not give this thing up. And they're putting a lot of money into this.
I want it to work because it should be awesome. And it seems like they're trying to fix it as they go. I will give them credit. They've pivoted a little bit.
Because if this was WWE, they would have got rid of it already.
It'd be gone, or they would have doubled down on what they were doing.
Yeah.
There would be the one dude to cover up as someone else holds their head down, and then he just slams the mat next to him, trying to give them eardrum damage.
Yes.
Personally, that's what I would go with. But so for our next, we got something here. We have Big Boss Moxley against Sammy.
Yep.
So I thought this match was fantastic. Mm-hmm. What did you match-wise?
It was good
because Sammy is clearly good, but I haven't seen. The Cody match I thought was good. Yeah. But I thought this was probably one of his best showings.
His outfit didn't bother me this time.
I think he changed his tights slightly.
Yes.
So good job, crowd, that brought a lot of attention to it maybe. Yes. I don't know. So the thing that stuck out to me the most was Moxley brought back the headlock driver, and Sammy actually took it, I would argue, as well as Kofi Kingston. Because Kofi made that move look awesome.
Yeah.
And most people couldn't take it. So I was pleased to see the headlock driver back.
Yeah,
because that looks like I've never seen.
That looks like if you mess that thing up, you're hurting.
Yes, but it's fairly safe. It's basically get an arm down so you don't break your neck, and brace your other shoulder on his back. And there you go. Yeah. And try to keep your leg straight up in the air to give it some impact.
Yeah.
But I thought that was either way. It was a good match. I thought that Sammy, they get me briefly where I'm like, are they actually going to have a major upset here? Because I expect it occasionally, and they don't do it a ton.
Yeah.
So when he hit the burning hammer go to sleep combo thing or whatever he did there, I thought that he might actually get it.
Yeah.
And it'd just be a big thing for Sammy. I wasn't surprised when he kicked out and then hit him with the paradigm shift or Death Rider or double arm DDT or Dirty D, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But after the match, Jericho gets his revenge.
Yep.
They beat the crap out of Liquid Moxley here.
You know what I like the most about this? It was said, and it's all about fashion. They were actually wearing their gang colors. I don't know. For whatever reason, except for Jake. Dude.
Oh, yeah, he just wears a polo.
No. What they should do is get a Inner Circle polo
shirt. With, the corporate brand right there. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I would be for that. Or just a lanyard, for his keys that have it.
Something.
Just something real subtle.
His outfit bothers me. I don't know what it is.
That would be funny, though, if he just, we'll have to look. What if he does have the logo on the shirt? That would be really funny. Instead of the polo.
We need to check that out, actually.
Yeah, we'll look into that. But so Jericho stabs him in the freaking eye.
Yeah.
With a spike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the one I meant, but we got some applause for that because here we go. Yeah, that's our applause button.
Yeah.
I wanted to go with this.
Yes,
but so there was a story where Jericho had a potted plant on the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Did you read this or see about this?
No.
So he wanted to break it. I think it was in Styles, when they were doing their thing. I think he wanted to hit Styles with the potted plant. It caused him to have eye damage.
Okay.
Where he'd have to wear an eye patch.
Gotcha.
Well, that didn't happen, obviously, in that feud. And then when Ambrose and Jericho feuded, they had Mitch the Plant that they have both talked about, and Jericho multiple times, about how irritated he was over that.
Yeah.
Because he was like, if I hit you with a pot like that, it is going to do serious damage, and you're turning it into a joke by naming the plant and doing it in memory of.
Yeah.
And he was not happy with that.
Sure.
So this makes me think what we're getting here is probably what both of those guys wanted to do when they had that feud in WWE. Like, this is probably the route they wanted to go with it, like a more serious, violent thing.
Yeah. Now, I hope that they don't do, like... You remember when Raven did this to Scotty Riggs?
Yeah, and then he convinced him that his eye was damaged, but it wasn't really.
Yeah, so hopefully they go with the narrative that his eye is damaged and it needs to
heal. He is going to have to travel to Japan for cutting-edge surgery over there. And when he comes back, he'll be fine.
Now, when is his match in New Japan?
I do not know when that's going to be.
Okay, so because I was wondering, will he keep this gimmick going? Because he seemed the type of person that would do that.
See, this is funny, because I was actually reading a Reddit thread about this.
Yeah.
Like, people were debating it, and I'm on what you just said. Like, some people were like, he seems like the kind of guy who might actually work that over there, just because it would be something different. So
now, how hard would that be? Because you actually did a little bit of wrestling.
Yes.
How hard would it be to actually lose one eye?
If you really lost one eye, your depth perception is terrible. So at one of the places we worked at, there was a gentleman who was in a car wreck all the time. Do you remember him?
No. But
I'm going to make up a name here. That's close.
Yeah.
We'll say Rave.
Okay.
Constantly had car wrecks.
Okay.
He had no depth perception. So he just was rear-ending people left and right.
Yeah.
And that would be a problem in a wrestling ring. Because imagine you're trying to run into something or hit somebody with something, and you're not dead on how close they are. Now, I'm assuming that they're not maniacs, and Jericho didn't actually puncture his eye. So, but you can do.
I would assume yes.
You've worn.
Talk about taking one for the team. All right, Mox, I'm going to really poke you in the eyeball here.
All right, take the right one.
Yeah.
I do imagine that he would immediately have a choice for that because he seems like that kind of guy. But you've worn those hoods that have the blackout face that you can see out of.
Yeah.
The actual eye patch could probably be that.
Oh, okay.
And you'd still be able to see. It'd probably be a little bit iffy,
but
I think you'd be able to make it work, depending on what you're doing. So I think he could totally do it, and he seems like the kind of guy who would.
It would. Makes the character look cooler.
He looks like frickin' Snake at this point. Mm-hmm. It took me about more work than I would care to admit to actually get the MP3 of that, so we're using it until his eye patch is gone. This is staying on the board.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so he stabs him in the eye. They sell it forever.
Yeah.
I was watching the Fight app feed, so it doesn't cut to commercial or whatever. So he just lays around for hours holding his eye.
Well, sure, because if you actually lost or your eyeball's damaged, you're going to be in pain.
Yeah, I'm not going to be happy at all. So let's see. After that, so the whole angle though, I enjoyed it. It puts him at a massive disadvantage.
Yes.
So if we'll get to the next match before we go to that.
And the great thing to finish the whole thing off here, the great thing about the whole him having an eye patch, he's going to be on a pirate ship next week. I wonder if they're like, you know what? Let's go full pirate here. We're going to be on a ship next week.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll do that because he seems to want to be more serious right now.
He
but
just comes out with pirate gear.
He could just have a pirate hat on. It'd be pretty funny.
Yes.
Or if he just is on being the elite, and he puts a pirate hat, or someone puts a pirate hat on him, and then he just beats the crap out of him or something. That'd be pretty funny. They could get, there's no way that joke can't happen.
That's what I'm saying. When are they going to be on a boat again? They need to do this. So,
but we get the backstage after that, and Jericho makes, Inner Circle in general, mini eye for an eye, see you later, just all kinds of the eyeball stuff. I thought that was great.
Weird, Jake R. Yes. That's great.
It's like the dirty heel stuff, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
So you still laugh, but you're like, man, they're jerks.
Mm-hmm.
But that whole thing came across pretty well. I thought.
Yeah.
So then we get. I didn't notice the shirt earlier, but I didn't realize that MJF and DDP's daughters were friends.
Are they?
And I guess they go to the gym and bang the weights together or something. I guess she's a workout partner with him. Is that what that was about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed weird that he's so mad. Maybe he wants her to do yoga.
So in real life, I hope they are somewhat close, because if he's just doing that just to see DDP's reaction, he is quite the heel. He goes into character all out.
I still say he's either the greatest person ever to talk to, like when no one's around, or he is insufferable and people want him to die for real.
On Instagram, DDP's one daughter actually said, "Get over yourself, MJF. I would never." So
I don't know. He's an attractive man.
Yeah,
he supposedly has lots of money.
Yeah, sure.
So we get to my notes for this match are nothing essentially. Again, I am amazed by QT Marshall, how athletic he is, and his look does not look like he would do what he does.
Yes.
We got an American Destroyer. So the network quota has been met, I guess.
Yes.
Because
I'm glad they made DDP lose, because, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, they gave him a few moments. Him jumping off the top. Like, the top rope to the floor. You mentioned I did a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah.
Standing on top rope and looking to the outside is far.
Sure.
Like, you don't normally jump that far.
Yeah.
So, being 112 like DDP is, despite being flexible.
I like how his age is getting older.
Yes, any old person, if you've never noticed that on anything we've done, I inflate ages up or down as whatever we're doing goes on.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so they lost, but I mean, he got to hit the diamond cutter, which is really all anyone wants.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking about this week, and this seems like a good place to put this in here. If you were going to be a wrestler and have a finisher, what would you want to use? Because everyone uses cutters like a normal move, super kicks are normal moves, the destroyer's a normal move, like all kinds of stuff are just normal moves now.
Yeah.
But if you were a wrestler, all of a sudden...
Powerbomb. Because no one uses it.
Jackknife's good.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what I would use.
Jackknife Powerbomb actually hurts, because I had a friend actually jackknife me, and that.
Well, I mean, you're basically being thrown down.
Yes.
Now, did he do the true release?
Yeah.
Now, when we're saying jackknife, I assume we're talking about Kevin Nash's jackknife and not like a jackknifing pin where you drop and flip over.
Well, no. So we're not insane. We knew that the move would hurt.
Yes.
So we actually had like gym mats.
Yeah.
But
those mats don't do much.
No. So when he actually jackknifed me, threw me down. I mean, it knocked the wind out of me.
Yep.
So
that's a weird thing about falling, is knowing how to get the breath out of your lungs to not get the wind knocked out of you, because it makes you do the curly shuffle, basically, like where you spin around on the ground. You're like, oh, you can't breathe. Like your body's natural.
That's what happens.
Is to do, like, it's funny how that works. I assume that's where he got that from. But Jackknife, I was actually playing WCW NWO Revenge on the Nintendo 64 recently.
Yeah.
Solely to play as Nash and do the Jackknife.
Sure.
Because it's awesome looking. Yeah. So, for myself, there was a time I would have used a super kick because it makes sense, or I would have used a diamond cutter because it comes from anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, both of those are fantastic. Nowadays, I don't think that's an option.
Yes.
So what I would do is, this is a lot more thought than would be, I would do the figure four, but I would have vignettes showing me specifically training the figure four. Like, it would start off with, like, bamboo, where and I'm just breaking bamboo, like, where I'm taking my, you'd have the foot, and it just shows me, like, shatter bamboo.
Yeah.
It would eventually go to where I have rebar, and I'm bending the rebar with the figure four to show
that
I'm not just some dude slapping on.
That you're actually mastering it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you could. Now, I've basically stolen that idea from Paul Heyman. There was a podcast where he talked about taking Mark Henry and making a side headlock a legitimate finishing move.
Yeah.
Because you need someone like Mark Henry to do that.
Uh-huh.
But I think you could do that with any move. Like, even an arm ring, like where you do just like the top wrist lock.
Sure.
Just show someone just torquing like metal poles or rebar or something with it.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh, this guy can rip your arm off with it.
Well,
so I would take something like the figure four that gets no wins.
All the UFC stuff I was watching this past week, they were actually saying Ronda Rousey's armbar They're like, it's devastating. It actually hurts. So
We used
and
to
I never thought that an arm bar would actually hurt like that, but they said it's done right.
There's that. We used to do like the backyard trampoline wrestling, but it was really more like grappling. And I would use like the lay back arm bar.
Okay.
Like where your legs are across their chest and stomach
Yeah.
or whatever. And get a hold of the arm and just bring it back to you and hyperextend it. And it would wreck people because it's a legitimate move.
Yeah.
But no one's worried about it because you can catch like a lot of the pro wrestling moves hurt.
Yeah.
Like I've legitimately caught people in a Texas cloverleaf before.
Yeah.
And they were shocked at how I'm like, dude, you're being bent backwards,
Yes.
let alone like any torque on your leg.
Yeah.
Your spine doesn't go that way. Of course it's going to hurt.
Yes.
Just like the figure four, you got something hyperextending your knee and breaking your ankle. Of course it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But I was just curious, like Jackknife is
Yeah, I'll go with Jackknife.
I like that. I would just do the figure four just because I want to do training vignettes showing me mastering whatever the move is.
Now, would you do the Ric Flair woo? I mean, you almost have to, don't you? You making your own.
Nope. No, I don't need to be Ric Flair. If I'm going to emulate somebody, it's going to be Dean Malenko. I'll like do the little wrist grab thing.
As you're doing it, you just wrist grab.
I do that, and I grab their, and I'm just right into it.
Yeah,
And it's not going to. I know how to do it. It's not going to be like the Lex Luger gif where he spins the wrong way and just falls on the ground. Have you seen that?
Yes.
That was recent. If anyone wants to see something good and you don't know what I'm talking about, put in Lex Luger, Ric Flair, figure four, and you will see the most masterful escape of the figure four by Ric Flair when Lex Luger doesn't know what he's doing.
Yes.
So, all right. So we got the main event. We got Pac and we got Darby.
This is good.
I really like this one too. I was a little bit bummed out for Darby because he did not win. Like I've really found myself rooting for him a lot.
Yeah.
Probably because he like did skateboarding and other stuff too, so I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit on the different side. It is interesting that he has basically faced everybody who's at the top of the card and held his own with them.
Yeah.
Because he's had Mox, Cody, Jericho, Pac. He hasn't done Kenny yet, has he?
No.
Like it seems like at some point he'll have to. Do Kenny.
maybe on AEW Dark actually. I want to say maybe he did.
Maybe I don't remember. I feel like I would remember that.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't
not.
know.
But either way, I mean, he's done good in those matches. So I had put it here. I was like, he's probably going to start murking the rest of the card. Essentially, like if he's doing that well against those guys who would be considered top guys.
Yeah.
I think he'll be okay when he starts going a little bit down more. And then he actually put out a tweet where he'd die before losing again, something like that.
Yeah, and Sean Spears. Did you see his reply? He's like, well, here comes the Reaper. So I guess.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Darby is going to obliterate that dude.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It seems what Sean's. It's so sad because people really want to root for Sean Spears.
And there's just nothing.
And maybe that's what he likes. Maybe that's what he wants. I don't know, but
It could be. He did. Did you notice he switched to tights? Is this the first time he's had the tights and not long pants?
yeah.
I like the other transition.
Yes.
Like
Wear the long pants, man.
long pants have more room for designs and graphics.
Yes.
So we're going to start a section called Weekend Wrestling Fashion. I think.
Yes.
Because I've always noticed it, and now that we talk about it regularly, I'm way hyper aware than I ever thought I would be.
Yes.
But, so after this match, Pac wins, they do the promo. Who comes out of the ambulance?
Yes.
But Solid Snake, I mean, Solid Mox.
Yeah.
So he's going to be fighting him.
Yep.
I really don't know who's going to win, because losing an eyeball puts him at a handicap that it doesn't like be like, well, of course he lost. He's missing an eye.
That makes me kind of wonder, like, are they going to discontinue? Are they going to rush into this fight? Because they could make this fight last all spring if they wanted to.
Moxley and
Jericho.
Okay.
Do they want to rush into Jericho and Mox fighting right away, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it going either way. I mean, it's a big match at this point, so I guess we'll have to see what's going to come of it. But I'm either way. Like this, Pac and Moxley should be real good.
They should,
and then they have like something to actually build around.
And it's on a boat. I'm really excited about the boat. I don't know why.
Did you see any of the stuff from the Jericho Cruise last year?
No.
I saw like a couple of videos here and there for it.
Yeah.
But it seemed like everybody had a good time. It is amazing to me, like, what Jericho does on a regular basis as far as coming up with stuff or whether he comes up with it or he's just a part of it.
Yeah.
He is able to insert himself into stuff that actually kind of matters.
Yeah.
So, good for him.
Yeah, sure. I assume the boat will be dry docked.
No, I think they're at sea.
Really?
Like, it's an actual cruise.
No, actually, but I thought it was going to be live.
Oh, I don't know.
And from what I hear, that will be a logistics nightmare if you're out there on the open sea trying to.
Maybe it'll be a port. I have no idea.
Then again, it'd be like a day as normal with the sound with AEW. So who knows? People are like, oh, it's just AEW. They can get their sound right. So.
It's just they have it like below decks in the kitchen. You just hear pots clanging.
Yeah.
All right, so I watched a little bit of NWA because you had sent me about Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
So I was still surprised, though, when the big bad booty daddy Freakzilla Boom Shakalaka holler, if you hear him, his freaks are there, and Kurt Angle knows showed up.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
And then he talks later, and that was great. But
yes.
So things I kind of skipped through it. I just wanted to see Steiner wrestle.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen him in a while.
That's pretty much all I did, yeah.
Yeah. Question mark guy.
Yeah.
Instead of signings, he should do seminars where he teaches karate.
Yeah.
I think he would get a lot of money from that.
Uh-huh.
So the Austin Idol commercial thing, I seriously for a second thought it was Terry Bradshaw.
Okay.
Like something about either my speakers or something.
Yeah.
It sounded an awful lot like Terry Bradshaw. And then I looked and I thought for a second it was young Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was not him.
Yeah.
So
the commercials are great on NWA.
I really need to watch more NWA.
Yeah.
And I just don't. Because it's good.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to not watch it. If you are okay with that presentation,
yeah,
it's a quality show.
You definitely have to be liking the old school style of wrestling.
Which I think, because we're older, like, now there's probably some people, like, the novelty of it is cool that might wear off on them. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, that's what we had for the longest time, and it worked real good.
Yeah.
So they are bleeping out everything on NWA now, I guess, to be safe, because he said white trash.
Yeah.
And that I should have used the goose thing when I said white trash. But, so Steiner just... yeah.
Well, giving Steiner an open mic
is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we'll ever get the Steiner Math promo again, but we can hope. I do wonder if he is on Cameo, where you can pay him to say stuff.
Yeah.
I have to look into that. There's a lot of people who use Cameo. Like, Big E is all over it.
Sure.
Because he just sits at home, apparently. Like, according to the podcast, he just hangs out at home and then does cameos and makes a bunch of money.
Sure. Why wouldn't you?
But yeah, so we're going to get part of the Rock and Roll Express against Aldis for the title.
Okay.
As a result of that.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Okay. I mean, whatever. Like, if I believe they can make it entertaining, so that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
So Ring of Honor news, this came out after our show last week.
Uh-huh.
So, because they're jerks. I now feel the pain where there's something major happens immediately after.
Yes.
And you don't have time to mention anything on it. They gave Marty Ring of Honor. It sounds like. Just the whole thing. They're like, here you go. Like, the ring's set up in his backyard. The offices are there. And he's got, like, a lock and key and has to feed whoever's
from what it sounds like, I guess he's the lead booker man now.
Seems weird. That like, I don't understand that, but I also saw something where supposedly he is in charge with relations to other companies or that kind of stuff.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, that would make sense because that could give them potentially working with AEW.
See, I wonder.
I really don't know.
Well, because you got the whole TNT factor going on.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work out.
I hope that we get NWA, TNA, Ring of Honor, AEW, and New Japan all kind of working together a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether they do talent exchanges or, super matches or things like that.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have an era where we get that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Even if it's like the mid-tier guys doing it, it would still be kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And like, maybe once a year you get like something big between them, like, the top guys, but just something to try to establish something.
Sure.
Because that's fine. Like, that makes an interesting alternative where it's like, oh, this guy's not working here. Oh, you guys think you can, he would work better for your audience? Okay.
Well, and one of the Wrestle Talk, they were talking about how that maybe AEW could use Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor was always kind of like the farm system to WWE anyway.
Yeah.
Use Ring of Honor for their other, like you said, other wrestlers who are just not getting over, or maybe try...
or just extra work if they want it. I mean, they're...
Yeah, I mean...
It could be beneficial. I don't know if we'll ever get that, but I like to imagine people working together just to put on, like, a better product for everybody.
Sure.
And it seems like we're in an era where you might have enough people that are into that who don't care about like, it seems like you don't hear as many people that are like, my dream is to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now you have people who are like, I don't think I need WWE to make a living.
Sure.
I can do quite well for myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to continue. And when you have a product that people are very critical of, they don't necessarily want to be a part of it because they see what has happened to people.
Sure.
So, let's see. Yeah, so that's all I got for Ring of Honor. WWE, I only had like a couple things. Black and Murphy had another match where they hit each other a lot, and I think for real.
Yeah.
I've heard people talk about... Do you remember when Booker T and Benoit had the best of 9,700 matches series or whatever it was?
No.
I could be wrong on this, but I'm almost certain that it was Booker T and Chris Benoit did like a best of 7.
Okay.
And I hated it.
Okay.
Not because the matches were bad, but because it was like 9 years of TV where they had a match every single week.
Yeah.
And I just hated it. And I will constantly see stuff be like, oh, I'd love to watch these two guys have a best of 7 series. And I have never, ever, like even Shawn Michaels' Undertaker, I've never been like, you know what they need? A best of 7 series.
Yeah.
Like, I've never cared for it. But
yeah.
I saw people asking that, and I was like, best of 7 is awful. Like, I don't care for that.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like week after week. Like, maybe if it was like an Iron Man style match, I'd be okay with it. But so Black wins this match, and then Murphy just sits down for a really long time.
Yeah.
He shows back up during the air quoted fist fight match,
Okay. Yeah.
and joins with AOP, Authors of Pain, not us.
Yes.
It would be funny if we would have somehow had him here
Yes.
for that. To be like, yeah, I'm here, guys.
Yeah.
But he would sound, like he has an accent.
Well.
So, but whatever. Yeah, so he joins AOP and Seth, the Monday Night Messiah.
So does that faction have a name?
I don't think so.
No.
Yet.
Well, it won't last long because McMahon doesn't like factions
Or teams of any kind.
Yes.
Yeah. So this Raw opened up with a 3-way between Styles, Orton, and McIntyre.
Okay.
And you're a fan of Drew, right?
Yeah.
Like, he actually wins this match.
Really?
Which, it's funny, like, a few months ago, or however, like, when he was getting kind of, like, pushed or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, of course he did. Now I'm actually surprised that he won. So
Sure.
maybe he's back on track or something.
Yeah.
And that is the end of WWE for the most part. Well, we watched that Daniel Bryan Fiend thing where he stole some hair.
He stole some, yes.
It would be funny if he came out with it, like, glued on his head or something.
Yeah.
But
WWE, to me, the only thing they have for me that makes me somewhat any interested in it is the Fiend thing.
yeah.
If you get rid of the Fiend, I don't really care.
Yeah, there's nothing that really has its hooks in me. I
mean,
I'd follow along.
People seem to care about Mandy Rose and Dump Truck or
Otis.
Bulldozer or whatever.
Otis.
Yeah.
Otis Farley, I believe.
Yeah. None of that.
Yeah, they don't have much. Miz stuff I'll be interested in, but I expect him to lose all the time, so it's hard to get too into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I follow along. I read the results. I try to like check some highlights here and there because I want there to be something good. But it's just what I want. I'm getting from other places.
What is What is Otis's team name? Isn't it like dump truck or something?
No, they're heavy machinery.
That's it. Okay. I'm like, why am I getting a dump truck? Isn't that somewhere in there? Heavy machinery. Gotcha. Okay.
I just figured you were like saying,
No.
big dude.
No, I thought that was like his name was like bulldozer and dump truck or something.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
All right, so I think that's it for wrestling this week. Decent amount. I mean, like nothing super. Probably Marty's the biggest news, right?
Yeah, that's
probably the biggest thing. So, do you want to go into? I have nothing for TV, film, entertainment.
Other than well, you can hit the little.
Oh
thing.
wait, yeah, we did watch something.
Something that could never ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft.
You have chosen wisely.
Okay, we did watch the trailer.
Yeah, we did. Yep, Morbius. Yep.
Yes, vampire.
Yep.
He does not sparkle in the sun.
He does those. Yes.
So, based on the trailer,
Yeah.
I'm kind of into it.
Mm-hmm.
So my experience with him as a character was mostly in Spider-Man. They did the Maximum Carnage storyline,
Yeah.
where basically Carnage shows up. He recruits Shriek, who uses she has sonic attack, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
So old Cletus Cassidy and her are together. Spider-Man and Venom have to team up, but it ends up being like this all-out war. They get. Oh man, I'm trying to remember. There was on the bad guy team, you had Carnage, you had Shriek, you had, I believe, Carrion was a bad guy. He decayed stuff with the touch or diseased it or whatever.
Okay.
They had a few different people. I don't remember anyone else off the top of my head. Good guys had Spider-Man, Venom. I think Morbius was on their side at one point.
Because
They had
Morbius
Cloak
is
and
kind of
Dagger.
anti-hero, right?
Yeah, they had Cloak and Dagger. They had the cyborg dude that's not Death. Is it Death Shot? It's obviously not Deathstroke, but it's some kind of cyborg type dude or something. Iron Fist was there. The good guys just get trounced over and over by these guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it went forever.
Yeah.
But that's really the most familiar I was with him at any time.
Okay.
He seemed like a good character.
I remember him in the Spider-Man cartoon.
The old one.
Yeah, the one that you and me grew up as.
Okay, in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember him. But yeah, as far as
Comic-wise, no.
I don't know anything about it. So they can do whatever they want with this character, and I will not be.
Yeah, you're not going to get the pitchforks out.
Yes.
Look to murder people.
Now, I do like how they're going to merge, finally put Spider-Man in there, because you need Spider-Man to be in these movies, because there are Spider-Man characters. So.
You mean he's almost like a central focal point?
It's weird.
Ties it all together?
It's weird. I don't know how Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to fit in with this Sony Venom Morbius.
I don't
Because
know
they're
if
very
it would
dark.
be fine, because that actually gives the contrast of Spider-Man being more lighthearted.
Yeah, that's true.
A stronger contrast. It might work out.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
could make it super campy. But I mean, Spider-Man always felt to me like he was intentionally over the top.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bray Wyatt, Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
Where it's just to mess with people.
It's true.
So I could see that would be the go-to there. But yeah, so it goes through I don't know if his origin is going to be the same as the comics with this, because it looks like he has a disease that he's working on a cure for.
Yeah, because he's not actually a technical vampire, right? He didn't get bit by somebody.
No, Dracula did not show up.
Yeah.
Edward did not turn him to save him during a pregnancy.
Yeah.
That would have to tie in Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yes.
to make that work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you'd have to watch the trailer. There's not a ton of, it's not the most in-depth trailer, but it sets it up to look at least interesting.
Yeah, at the very
Now,
end.
I have learned, though, that trailers can be very deceptive.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you're like, I wish I would have just watched the trailer and they never made the movie.
Yeah.
And we were just left to imagine the rest of it.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be interesting how he gets into fighting bad guys.
Yes.
Because hopefully it's more than, I have this uncontrollable thirst. I
So-
will use it for good. All right, great. You and everybody
Well,
else.
so did you watch that Venom movie?
No.
Okay. Yeah. It wasn't bad.
What I did do is I went back in my comic book collection and I got the old Venom #1.
Okay.
Where it's like the red chromium cover with him on it.
Yeah.
And I read that and I was like, yeah, it was pretty good.
It wasn't bad. It's weird that Spider-Man's not in it.
Because that's a pretty important character to Venom's existence.
They do a good job with it, I guess. I mean, like, it's just weird that Venom is not tagged in with Spider-Man. Yeah.
No, they're pretty close together.
Yeah.
Now, if you gave me, like, Carnage and Venom for the movie,
Yeah.
but then you'd have to have, arguably, you would have to have Venom established before you could go to Carnage. Or you're just rushing stuff.
Well, I'm not going to ruin anything. Carnage sort of is in the movie.
Someone else gets, like, a symbiote off of the Venom.
Yeah, you'll just have to watch the movie.
That's never going to happen.
Watch it, Ross. Watch it.
We'll probably get a all right, everybody, a little behind the curtain here. Hey, Ross, we should do Venom this week. I hate you. Why do you hate me? What did I do? All right, fine. And then my wife was like, oh, you're watching a movie? Oh. Is Saul making you watch that? Like, yeah.
Yes.
And that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, sure.
Because she'll be like, oh, you actually are sitting down to watch a movie. Because that's a rare occurrence.
Yes.
And then she finds out what the movie is, and typically it's like, are you kidding? You're like, it's not Shawshank, and it's not Rocky IV. It's not Green Mile. What are you watching?
Yeah.
Oh, Escape from Alcatraz? Nope. Like, those are basically the movies I watch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, it should be pretty good.
I mean, it gives me hope for another round of superhero movies.
Yes.
I like those. I know a lot of people are burnt out on them, but I don't burn out on stuff for the most part, like story-wise like that, because I grew up reading comics. I still like comics. Grew up watching wrestling. Still like wrestling. I like video games. Still like video games.
No.
I mean,
the Birds of Prey trailer.
I haven't seen that. I like Harley as a character.
I don't think they...
But I don't know what they're going to... I'm afraid.
I don't think they know the characters, because if you watch the trailer, I'm like, what?
I just catch the end of it. Like, I don't realize it's that until I see her hanging out with the hyena.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense to me.
Sure.
I haven't seen the rest of the trailer, though.
It's
worrisome.
It's Suicide Squad-ish. Yes.
That movie sure was a movie.
Yes. Yeah.
I still can't... It's like Waterworld. I know Waterworld is a bad movie, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Waiting for the baseball scene every time.
Yes.
All right. Do you have anything else? Was there... I've watched nothing else. Like, I have nothing that I'm excited to watch. All right, we got some game stuff for that.
Get over here! Time's up. Let's do this.
I'm getting my use out of that thing.
Yes.
So, I have purchased and played the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game.
Yeah.
We were talking about it a little bit last week where we were looking at the trailer and stuff. So, I have gotten as far as I have single-handedly, on my own, with no help, defeated Raditz.
Okay.
No help from Piccolo. It was all me. All Goku.
Yes.
Right here. I'm currently at the point where you're playing as Gohan and you're training with Piccolo.
Okay.
Like where that happened. And Goku is with King Kai.
Okay.
The Spirit Bomb.
Yeah.
The most inefficient attack. His ultimate technique that is hyped up. Then it's like, wow, Piccolo's special beam cannon is faster than this thing.
Yes.
From when he used that.
Yeah.
So have you heard? I see you have a little bit of a note there, or was that from last week?
It's last week.
Okay. So have you like watched any streams of it, or
I watched somebody fight Frieza.
Okay. So before I go into my experience with it, from what you've seen, what do you think? Like, is it something you're still interested in?
Yeah, it looks like it'd be... it looks neat. I mean, I like the... Did you play the... not the fighting games of Dragon Ball Z, the one game they tried to...
I watched people play it.
Yeah.
And it just didn't feel like it was going to be for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't get it because it was a little bit pricey. I was
Yeah.
like, I just can't pull the trigger on it.
It was all right because you just kept fighting a bunch of like what are they called? Saiyan men.
Yeah.
The
little dudes.
Yeah, the little guys. You just kept fighting them over and over again. And it's like, well, why do you keep fighting these guys?
Right.
So I mean, it looks neat.
Okay.
It makes me want to buy it.
Okay. So my experience. So I've bought a controller.
Okay.
For my PC. It is plug and play instead of having to use the dongle for the wireless.
Okay.
And I find that superior. So that helped a lot because I can't imagine doing any kind of fighting game with a mouse and keyboard. So I'm sure there's people playing this thing with mouse and keyboard. I don't know why you hate yourself. I am one of the mouse and keyboard is superior, but this game is pretty well made in mind with a controller, so I'm not going to mouse and keyboard it.
Now, during the Frieza fight that I watched,
yeah,
I mean, they're moving around all over the place.
Yeah.
Is there an auto lock on the...
Yeah, you're more or less... So, the combat... Now, I've done no research. I literally turned the game on and just started mashing buttons to play it. I haven't... Right. I just wanted to get into playing the game to see how it was. So I'm not trying to maximize stuff. Like, I'm not trying to, like, clear out an area and over-level everything.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of playing through it and trying to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So the combat, you have, like, your bumper. Like, you have your normal stance.
Yeah.
You hold your left trigger, it's going to be, like, your block stance.
Okay.
The the left bumper gives you, like, your super attacks. So for, like, Goku, that would be, like, a massive punch, the Kamehameha, that kind of stuff. That varies depending on who you are.
And
then,
from what I understand, as you go, you get more and more special abilities.
Yeah,
right?
you get different stuff. Like, you can unlock different things. So I'm sure I'm going to have, like, Spirit Bomb as a technique at some point. You have... Like, the buttons are pretty simple. I haven't noticed that there's combos or anything to do. No. But, so you have what would be your A button is like a dash kind of thing, where it's not quite like the instant transmission, but you move super quick.
Gotcha.
So you can use that to go up on them, or you can actually click down on the stick, and you'll just super, like, power charge into them.
Okay.
You got your strike button, where you can just mash the strikes, and then you have your button that does your key attack, or your Kai attack, however they want to, where you're blasting them, basically. And then you have the other button, so you have, like, a mana bar, we'll call it, because in my mind it's a mana bar.
Yeah.
You build something up that you can recharge that if it gets low.
Okay.
And you're basically just trying to kill the people in the fight.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, you're pretty much targeted on them. You will have, like, there's robot that are like trash packs, and there'll be different ones, so you can... It's fairly easy to target the one that you're trying to if you're fighting, like, the 3 little robots. Now, I haven't had a fight where it's 2 major characters that I needed in a strategy, so it could fall apart for that. But for, like, the trash stuff, it seems pretty... It does what I want it to do without me having to think about it too much.
That's what I was kind of worried. Like, this seems like it would be camera angle confusing.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, you are kind of auto-locked on them. Now, there's some attacks, like one of Piccolo's attacks, like, you actually get, like, a slow-motion crosshair thing that you got to target him in an area, and he'll do, like, his rapid-fire burst.
Okay.
Like, there's a few different things like that. I've only played as Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku so far. I don't think I've been anyone else. I've fought in, like, all the main people that you would, like, the Z fighters. Yeah. Krillin, Tien, Yamcha. But yeah, so fought Raditz. That fight was the only fight that's really been hard so far. Excuse me. Yeah. Hard so far. But you get, like, a drink. Like, you have potions and stuff like that. Gotcha. But, like, when you're in the open areas, you can run around and pick up stuff and, like, basically cook, kind of like in Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Something along those lines. So you are kind of confined to an area, and there's stuff to explore, and there's some side quests if you want to try to, like, level your character up more. I haven't really explored too much into that. Okay. There is, when you unlock people, there's this, like, community board, and honestly, I don't know what it, like, it gives you some stat bonuses and things like that, but I'm just trying to enjoy the game at this point, and it's it's got that addictive Dragon Ball, like where you watch an episode and you're like, man, I wish I could just watch the other episode right now.
Yeah,
you're playing along like storylines, so you're just like, I'll just do one more fight, or I'll just do one more scene, and then all of a sudden you've been there for an extra hour that you didn't intend on, and it's 4 in the morning, and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
I need to be preparing for this show. So that's what I was doing at 4 in the morning, was thinking, man, I didn't intend on this. Like, I fell asleep. I didn't recover very well from rewatching the Nightmare Collective thing to see what happened in that, and then realized that it was a waste.
Yes.
So I fell asleep again. Woke up at like 1 in the morning. I was like, I'm going to play some more Dragon Ball. Yeah. And then it was way later. I was like, crap, that was a mistake. I'm glad I don't have a job to go to today.
Yes.
But overall, like, I've enjoyed it. I could see where there's going to be people who play it for a couple hours. Like, well, this is kind of just the same thing over and over. But I'm just going through the episodes again. It's been so long since I've seen them. And
being a Dragon Ball Z fan
is going to help. Like, if you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, I don't know if this game is going to hold any value for you. Okay. It would probably be something you'd want to hold off on. Mm-hmm. Like, I could honestly see making the argument that if you're not a big Dragon Ball fan, or just into that kind of thing, you're not going to like it. Like, if you've watched episodes of Dragon Ball, you're just like, the show's dumb. I don't like it. I can't imagine why you would suddenly be like, well, I'm going to buy this game. But if you've ever watched Dragon Ball, and you're like, man, I like this, I wish it was a little bit faster paced, then this game is for you. Because it cuts out a lot of stuff. Like, when you're doing Goku, it doesn't make you actually go the Snake Road. Like, that's like narrated stuff, and you're hanging out with King Kai. Okay. So you'll have scenes where, like, you're going through the dialogue, and then they'll have, like, what would be like a true cutscene where you don't really have any control of, over really anything, where it's just like watching part of an episode. Yeah. So they cut out like a lot of stuff. Like, they do a lot of fast forward stuff. They give you like one scene to do where Gohan's left by Piccolo to toughen up a little bit. Yeah. Like, they do a couple things with that, but they don't like drive it into the ground. Gotcha. So, I mean, like, my actual game time of playing is probably in the 3-hour range. And I've gone from the start, messing around with controls, figuring out what I'm doing, and gotten as far as, it's almost time for Vegeta and what's-his-face to show up. Nappa. Yeah. I don't know how I forgot Nappa. Because of... Did you get to DBZ Bridged yet? Did you watch any more of that?
No, I watched... Well, actually, no. I think I watched one episode. And then, for whatever reason...
Just stopped.
Well, I don't know why. I started watching UFC highlights. for the past couple of days, that's all I've been watching on YouTube. It's like UFC highlights. And like I said, I'm not a UFC guy. But anyway, I get on...
there's like an itch that needs scratched in your brain.
I guess.
Of dudes banging.
Dudes banging, yeah.
There was, on the first season of... the first person I heard call, there was a guy, Chris Lieben. Yeah. He was one of my favorite fighters. But he was like, yeah, dude banging. Yeah, it was just hilarious at the time.
I will recommend a podcast that's pretty good. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I've listened to 1 or 2 episodes, but I don't listen to it regularly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super popular, so I'm obviously way behind.
There's a lot of cussing in it, so I wouldn't watch it with kids if that's the kind of thing that you are.
Or do. I mean, if you're their parents, you can decide what they can hear.
Yeah. I'm just giving you 4. There's a lot of cussing in it, so
Yeah, he seems like a pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because he does everything on his podcast. I mean, they were talking about bears versus alligators. Was the one thing I was watching.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
Well, I'm glad.
Highly recommend it. Yeah.
Anything that gets people into podcasts. Yeah. Because I think we're doing one, so obviously I'm on them.
I think podcasts are so stupid. I don't want people.
Like, I want to prove how dumb they are by doing one.
Yeah.
I mean, you get things that you want. You can find people. Like, people have found us, and apparently we are what they enjoy listening to.
Apparently,
so more power to you. Again,
thank you, the people out in California.
Somehow
we've reached your ears, and you like what you hear. So
it is real weird. Yeah. Like, of all the states that I've expected, since we're from Ohio, but and to anyone that so we've been putting up. I'm trying to think. So I'm done with DBZ Kakarot. Like, I have nothing else to say about it.
Okay.
I will probably be playing more, so I'll have more to follow up on next week.
Sum up the story is, if you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, you won't like it. If you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, you're probably like, eh.
Be like, this game's repetitive. Because
Gotcha.
I've played those games where it's a good game, but it's like, this is repetitive.
Gotcha.
Assassin's Creed, the first couple,
Yeah.
felt that way to me, where it's like, this is awesome. And then it's like, this is all I'm doing. I'm over this. So, but with this, I mean, you do have a pretty good... Again, if you like the Dragon Ball Z story and you're familiar with it at all, like when I get to the Buu Saga, I stopped watching that because it was so long. This will probably be good. So,
sorry to finish your thought.
Yeah, but that was it. But so we've been putting stuff up on YouTube more.
Yep, on the YouTube.
We got the Macho Man Slim Jim thing. I put up the deck we had talked about for Hearthstone.
Yep.
I have additional food stuff. Someone had commented to try a Tijuana Mama after I had tried the Slim Jim.
Yep.
Now I'm going to put this out here on the show. I don't intend it to be gas station sausage reviews. Like, there will be other stuff, but since someone actually took the time to comment on trying something, I figured I would do that.
That'd be a great
I'd
pod.
run out of
Gas station sausages. Here it comes.
I mean, at that point, I would have a jingle. You'd have, like, me in a truck. Like, we'd use the truck thing.
Yes.
And you'd just hear that at the gas station. And then the jingle.
All right, this is Ross here. Get me another sausage at the old gas station.
This time we're trying Tim with 2 M's, Bavarian sausage treat.
God.
I finally recovered from my 8th bout of food poisoning. Because that's how that would end. Like, there would be a point where I would have food poisoning from something. So we are working on getting stuff up there.
Hopefully we'll do some streaming. Trying to work in something like that there. So maybe.
We got a few different things, but we're just trying...
Got some ideas,
yeah,
if you will.
I'm going to throw the easy stuff up there here and there, just to see something that's for that, and then, who knows, maybe we'll catch some people that'll be like, one of the guys I actually talk about on their podcast, because this is weird stuff that I don't understand what they're doing.
Yes.
But yeah, so we got the Gmail, the AOP podcast at Gmail. We got the Twitter, which is at the AOP podcast.
Yep. We got the Instagram, Agony and Positivity.
Yes. Yeah, if you're looking for the YouTube, I guess this is important. Yep. As is right now, you'd probably have to do like a YouTube Agony of Positivity search to find it. Or check out our Twitter, because you can find a link on there. Mm-hmm. We don't have a custom URL yet because we do not have enough subscribers.
Yeah, so you people out there, start subscribing.
Other people to us.
Yes.
Just, again, as soon as we get that URL, I don't care if you unsubscribe. I don't think they take it away.
Yes.
Assuming that also YouTube doesn't just shut our channel down because they deem it unprofitable to them in the long run or something. Because... I don't know. There was something going on this week. Frog Pants, Scott Johnson from the Instance, like the big World of Warcraft one.
Yeah.
His YouTube got like shut down or something.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on with that.
Huh.
Like, it seems real weird to me because I don't know what caused it.
Sure.
But either way, so YouTube is weird. And if there's some other weird video site that pops up that's a competitor to YouTube, we'll be on there.
Yes.
Because why not?
Why not?
Yeah. So. All right, so we're going to end.
Yeah.
So as always, live your life like a goose.
And have a good week.
Watching the sound bars on the recording.
Yeah, get that going there.